Hey guys, Bruce the Budget Aquarist here. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're doing well. Hey, bad news in my fish room. My electric blue Aquara that had spawned had tons of babies, a nice little cloud of them. I came home the other day and what did I find? I found that the female had gone crazy and was eating her babies. There she is in isolation. Had to take her out. She was running over, grabbing up babies and crunching them up and running back, and the male was going nuts trying to protect her. So what survived? You got it. These three beauties right here, and that's it. They are doing well after several days. Dad is just fine with them, taking good care of them. But don't know what happened. In the past, this female has always been equally as protective as the male. So just don't know. In this particular case, I think she's tired of breeding and just decided that she was going to get rid of the babies or at least thin them out. And I couldn't leave her in there because the male was going to kill her. So there you go. Well, we'll get him a new girlfriend. Went out and bought a nice chunk of slate. You can see it's about the size of a Pomeranian, because I wanted some new slate for my fish room. And I just want to show you real quick for folks who haven't done this before. You can buy this stuff for about 35 cents a pound at most rock quarries. And then there's nothing to it. You can take a screwdriver and a hammer and split this stuff if you like it thin. I like it thin. Why add more weight? Real simple. True shale will just split nicely like this. And I want it all to be nice and thin so it doesn't add a bunch of weight unnecessarily to the aquarium. The good news is that when you're buying it in bulk and it's cheap, it's not the end of the world if you make a little mistake. But again, I am a budget guy and would rather have a lot of these big pieces that I can break up into smaller pieces when I want. So I'll leave a lot of these pieces very large like this. And when I get down to the end and it's thin, then basically what I'll do is this right here. And that is just start giving it a little hammer, breaking it up into different size pieces so that I can make interesting configurations inside the aquarium. Then, of course, the most important thing is you need to soak this and make sure that there is no contaminants in the rock. Now, typically what I mean by that is that, let's say you have a pile of rock at a quarry and they go around, they spray it with pesticides to keep weeds from growing around it. So you need to soak it for a day, let that stuff get off there, and then rinse it. I have done this many times, soaked it for a day, let it dry it out, rinse it, just rinse it off, and had no problem with it whatsoever. Save yourself a ton of money versus buying these rocks for $5, $6, $7 a piece at Petco. All right, guys, next topic is Amazon sword propagation. If you look at this plant, and you'll see this long green vine coming off of it. Normally this grows straight up into the air, and then these little bushy additional Amazon sword plants will start to grow, much like you see right there. And what I did is I just took that whole limb, pushed it down into the substrate, and they are all growing like wildfire. And then what I can do when I need them, I can cut them off there, take them over to a different tank, and they'll be ready to go. Great shape. So if you have a sword plant, a lot of varieties do this. It's all you got to do when you see those runners coming off there. Okay, now moving on. This is the little experiment I had using these PVC pipes cut up to make sort of a cave setup for my yellow labs. As you notice where I just highlighted, there is a baby down in there, and there's actually a couple of them, maybe a few. It's hard to tell, and I don't want to disturb them. But the idea for this setup was just to provide these guys what they like, and that's caves, places to dart in and out of and hide. But I just didn't want big rocks in there, because when you put big rocks in there with a lot of these fish, they hide and you just never ever get to see them. So this way they have some safety, they feel some sense of safety, but I can still watch them. And as you notice here, we do have a couple fry. I leave a few small rocks down there. These are river rocks that allow the babies a place to hide. There's the big yellow male there on the right. And notice he has no black stripe on his back, but that is definitely the male. The one just peeking out there in the center with the black stripe, that's a female. That is counter to what a lot of people say about labs, but I found it doesn't make a difference. Female's a female, and the stripes have nothing to do with it. Color variations you will notice, though, in tanks like this are shown in that white fish on the right hand side. That is actually a yellow lab. It's one of their babies. And here we go. Take a look how light that is. That is just a non-dominant fish in the tank, so it's basically trying not to draw attention to itself. There's another one there in the middle, that little small one. And until they are more dominant or full grown, they will just maintain a much lighter complexion because they don't want to draw attention to themselves and get picked on, quite frankly. Although really in this tank, nothing picks on anything other than that large yellow male there right on the bottom right now. He's the boss. But this has been fun, and I'm just leaving it set up for a while because it's really been fun to watch these fish. And then on this little picture, sorry it's up and down, but I did a time lapse in a tight area showing this brown longfin bristlenose coming over and caring for a bundle of eggs that a albino female regular fin, not a long fin, laid right under that rock right there. And I didn't know it was there, and I was moving some things around, and lo and behold, there was this pile of eggs. So I just stopped and let him go, and he's been coming over and keeping close watch on them. Nothing in there's hurting them. There's some snails and some guppies, and none of them are eating them. So be interesting to see what kind of babies I'm going to get out of here, and even more interesting to see how well he takes care of them. Once again, thanks for watching. My name is Bruce, the Budget Aquarist. Questions, comments, whatever. Love to hear from you.